Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Unnamed Podcast with your host Will.i.maybe, my co-host Mjk Man,
Yeet.
Dr.Phil himself,
Hello.
and Edgy Chan.
What's up?
Okay, so our first news for the day is Bill Cosby has been sentenced to prison for a very long time, 3 to 10 years. Why are you laughing?
Why does Eddie always say what's up?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just do.
Alright, Bill Cosby's gone to prison. There's no one going to talk about this. This is big news.
Alright,
yes. You know, shut up, Chan.
Wait,
I am very shocked by the fact that a man who associates with women is classed as a rapist. But you know, it happens to the best of us.
Alright, Tom, what's your opinion? The spy man himself.
Is he? I don't care, to be honest.
Okay, Edgy. What I want to bring up, actually, before I ask Edgy's opinion, is that, Edgy, your opinion's not valued here.
I appreciate that.
What I was going to mention is that, Bill Cosby is 84 years old and legally blind.
He's gonna be dead by the time he gets out then.
Yeah, so Bill Cosby, he's 84. If he gets 10 years, he's not going to live another 10 years, alright?
No, he's not.
Like, my granddad lived to 69, alright? Bill Cosby's doing pretty good.
Well, unless he's like the Queen, he could live another 10 years.
I know, but he's legally blind, he's in prison, and no one gives a fuck about him.
He's gonna get raped.
Also, listen to this, right? Listen to this. Now, Bill Cosby, one of the first things that I found very, very funny is that the second, about 10 minutes after his mugshot was taken, the guy who took the mugshot had posted it to his Instagram, and it's now all over the internet. Bill Cosby's mugshot. I'm on the news. I'm on Fox News for the report. And it's literally just loads of tweets saying he should have a longer sentence or he should have less sentence because Bill Cosby is my nigga.
Well, it is Fox News. Fox News is one of the worst news sites ever.
Excuse me, I was on wait, what news is it again?
Fox News. I'm the only.
I was on the Daily Star and I found so many things about like Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. I found one about some 6-foot golem living in the woods.
So, fucking hell, Tom. Tom, you're the weak link. Anyway, go on, Philip.
So I need to just find that.
I've got all my tabs open with all of my news. I see Daily Penguin.
Right.
Young Men. BBC Radio. Council Tax. And I've also got the SAO Season 3 trailer. That's for later.
Yeah, that's for my segment.
I just found an Alton Towers one about killer clowns, but...
oh, of course. Is that a thing again? Are they doing killer clowns?
No, yeah, alright. So I'll go
on, Philip. Educate us.
Alton Towers bans killer clown masks. Stop kids getting scared.
Philip, I can hear your family in the background.
Alright. This is the funniest picture I've ever seen. Getty Images. They've really outdone themselves. Wait. You can't do screen.
Probably not.
Nah. Why?
What I was going to say is that that's BS because is this got something to do with Fright Night at Thorpe Park? Or did you say Alton Towers? I wasn't paying attention.
I said
no, Alton Towers.
Alton Towers do that because Alton Towers and Thorpe Park are like the same. But
it's the funniest.
So they've banned. How are they going to enforce this? Is if someone walks through the door and they've got a killer clown mask, will they just be like tased?
I don't think they'd be tased.
Oh no!
They'd just be told to get kicked. They'll just be kicked out.
People coming in with you know.
Would they like search their bags for normal stuff like bombs and knives, and then they just add killer clown mask to the list? There's a killer clown mask. They just shoot them dead.
They're not searching for the knives anymore. They're just searching for the masks. But no,
Right, but is it like is it
anybody carrying Halloween stuff is getting kicked out?
Right. Yeah, so in other news, okay, I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. An 11-year-old schoolgirl was stopped from going to the toilet unless she paid 15 quid for a pass. Right, now this might sound alright, just hold it in, right? But the mother's really pissed off about this because she didn't just need a piss, she was having her first period. Which is, it's a big moment for any woman. Eddie can tell us about that.
I'm not a fucking
Eddie's
female.
our expert.
Well, I do know a lot about women.
Eddie, you've been on your period since when you were like 12. I think you should get that checked out by a doctor. It's not supposed to last this long.
You do realise I'm not a female.
Shut up. Anyway, the school that did this was Hastings Academy in Sussex. And apparently Wait,
Tom, you just deafened me.
Nah, just set up.
Well,
anyway, the school has this rule where if a student wants to leave the lesson, they need to buy a toilet pass. But you can only get it with a doctor's certificate, which costs 15 quid. So yeah, this school's just gotten a lot of shit just because. Yeah. So what do you think about this? What do you think about this, Philip? What do you think about this, Philip? Edgy, what do you think about this?
Well, I don't. Hold on. Wait, is it Philip speaking or is it me speaking?
It's you speaking.
I didn't have push to talk, and I just said an entire paragraph. Right. So I personally think it's a terrible thing. Well, I mean, it's a good thing because if any kid wants to smoke some pot in the toilets, they got to pay 15 quid for it.
They probably paid more for the pot, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's like an extra.
Right. Edgy, what do you think?
I think this is both good and both bad because children have the right to their education and they need that education to get a good job. You don't want to be working in a shop your whole life, do you?
You don't want to be writing anime your whole life.
Exactly.
That's not what I want to do, Thomas.
I know, you've made that very clear. Continue.
Anyway, but I also think it's a bad thing considering it was her first period. She could it's not really that. Hold on, it's not really because you could just piss yourself and then it will get all over the chairs and it'll be horrid.
Who just got demoted?
Are we all friends though?
Oh, Eddie's muted.
Fucking
Who is
hell.
that?
Edgy, you're muted. Hold on.
Mute myself.
Anyway, fuck. Let the guy finish. This guy's got some interesting points. I want to see where he's going. So he's just talking about how important school is when it's about a girl bleeding all down the side of her leg because she doesn't have 15 quid.
Okay. Alright. But then again, with going to the toilet and stuff, if you hold in like a pee, it is proven that your bladder could explode.
Yeah, but you'd have to drink a lot
It's
of.
proven.
No, Eddie.
You'd have to be
Eddie.
consuming on big bottles of
No.
Coke.
Most people haven't experienced this because you can actually hold in your piss for quite a while. But after enough time, it will just make you pee, and someone's bladder exploding is a very, very rare thing because it mostly happens to people in space. Actually, I know this sounds weird. Just follow me here. Yeah, as your bladder starts getting filled up with piss, it's got these little stuff on it. There's lines, right? And if it gets filled up a third, you'll start to feel like you need to piss a bit. If it gets filled up to like 2/3, you'll feel like you need to piss a bit more. And if it gets filled up all the way, you'll feel like you're going to absolutely fucking explode. Right? But in space, all the piss is just floating around in there. So you don't really notice until you've got all three. You know, you're like absolutely busting for a slash. Right? So then that's when people's bladder explode.
A biology paper.
No, but yeah, it's so Edgy. You're wrong because she would just piss herself way before her bladder.
It was proven though. I read an article about it.
Yeah, you read anime books, so
I really don't.
During the club.
Oh, anyway, let's carry on with the podcast.
To be honest, I read an article about Bigfoot. It doesn't mean it's true.
Are you going to elaborate on that, or is that all you've got?
Alright, yeah, fine. So basically, some like Russian kids were like swimming like a waterfall and looked up on the cliff, and apparently it was Bigfoot. I watched the video. It looked like a massive raccoon.
Right.
Yeah. So honestly, I'm on the Daily Star, so pretty much everything I'm gonna say is complete and utter.
The only reason anyone reads the Daily Star is because if you go to the first page, there's like a nude model.
Oh,
Don't
really?
ask how I know that. Yeah. You go on the co-op and there's the Daily Star there.
No, I'm on the internet Daily Star, so I haven't been able to see that.
Oh. Alright. There's a new one every day. It must be they're like taking photos all the time. But yeah, I mean, you get all these people like hoaxing Bigfoot. It's who genuinely thinks at this point that all of the other people where they say I've seen Bigfoot and everyone goes, "You fucking shit, mate," right? So these people think like, what's so different about their one that they think it's more believable? Like, how fucking dumb do you have to be?
Like, I actually resonate with this quite a bit because
stop talking like that. Seriously. I resonate with this. Stop speaking weed.
Resonate, alright. Because during,
Guys, listen quickly. Just go to chat 2 for.
Alright.
Oh, fucking hell.
Chat 2, not talk game 2. I said chat.
If you just sent like a meme or something.
Oh, chat 2.
Oh.
Okay. Man jailed for leaving bacon sandwich outside mosque. Found dead in prison halfway through his 12-month sentence. What the fuck?
Yep.
I think that is
I've heard about this one.
terrible. Any man is allowed to throw food anywhere.
I mean, it's like that's like a violation of free speech. It wasn't in the mosque, was it? Did he purposefully leave it, or did he have a bacon sandwich?
He left it outside the mosque. He could have just like dropped it accidentally out of his pocket.
Yeah, like did he intentionally leave it outside the mosque? Or did
the Taliban's like murdered him for this, and he could have just been like, he could have just not been hungry.
Turn your mic volume down. Damn.
No,
sorry, it's close to my face.
It's good.
This is a topic I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, that's just
mosques.
This is fucked.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
You have distorted it a bit, Tom. But like, do we know that he intentionally left a bacon sandwich outside the mosque? Because like he could have just taken a bite and gone, "Oh, this bacon's a bit undercooked," and just like left it on the pavement, which just happened to be next to a mosque. And how do they know it was him? That's what I want to know. How did they find out that it was him?
There must have been like a camera or something. Or maybe he went to like a place where they write your name on like your food, and then they call your name out, and then you have to go and pick it up.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty fucked, I've got to say.
Yeah. Like, it is disrespectful to an extent, considering that Muslims aren't allowed.
Speak English, you fuck.
If you can find a concrete evidence that he meant to leave that bacon sandwich outside the mosque.
Why are you talking like this? It's weird, it's creepy.
I'll put on my English.
Sorry,
Alright, moving on. Okay, you guys know those like World War One memorials where it's a soldier with like a bag and
Yeah.
it's all blacked out. I'll put one on the screen. Right? They didn't
there's one
always
down like
use
West.
they didn't always used to look like that, and there used to be this guy and this soldier who'd be standing there with a gun, and I'll put a picture of this up on the screen as well for the viewers at home. And
ETA 20 minutes till dinner, boys.
I've got like 1 minute till dinner.
I've already eaten, but
I might have to go in a sec and
but
be
yeah,
back.
so it's a soldier and he's holding a gun that's got a bayonet, and
Proper about to shank somebody up.
the council has removed these and replaced it with the ones you see now because
Where's this?
because they thought a British soldier with a gun would seem offensive to to immigrants who we did kind of fight in World War One. So they've replaced it with the newer one, and
Are you gonna
they-
send the picture of the old one?
changed them. No, they changed it because it was carrying a gun. What do you guys think about this?
I think it's too far because honestly nowadays people are like they're softened up. Anything to do with like violence, it's gotten rid of or rated. Like my aunt, she worked in education for a while, and she wasn't allowed to say no to the children that she was teaching because their parents thought that it was very offensive, and that's just one example. Honestly, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Tom's
Yeah.
contribution. Tom, I think you're looking pretty close to getting kicked off the podcast.
What's
Okay.
that quote?
Why?
Okay, I've got a fun one here. A BBC presenter has received death threats, which is fairly common for YouTubers and stuff.
Depends which one it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been sent loads of death threats because he was mistaken for a rapper called Pendez LeBlanc, which translates to hang the whites. Now, the presenter is called Nick Conrad, and apparently he played a rap song from Hang the Whites.
Why? Wait,
Yeah.
did the BBC person play it, or did the rapper play it?
No, the rapper
Well-
wasn't on. Okay, it said
Alright.
he said in some song that he would be quote unquote killing white babies. Mr. Conrad said so. In condemnation of his lyrics, you can imagine there's been uproar about this in France.
Okay. Well, now, since I've got to go in a sec, but I will be back, I'm going to speak first on this one. I think that racism nowadays it's gone from being against blacks to against whites. If it was a white rapper saying, I'm going to kill black babies, bang, he'd be in jail. But if it's a black rapper, he would not. Because we need to reach that sweet spot between racism and non-racism, where everybody is persecuted for the same crimes. Right, I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
go
Philip,
now.
for that truly moving speech. I don't know where
Thank
Edgy is. He's fucked off somewhere.
I'm gonna go now, so
uh,
I'll put myself in AFK.
I'm still here.
All right, but yeah, I've just figured out why this guy's got all these death threats. Apparently, because his name is Nick Conrad, which is the same name as the rapper. So people have been tweeting at him, thinking he's the rapper when he's actually a yeah. No, okay.
Right,
So
I've got a new one.
hold on, I've got one quick
Right.
thing. A woman was hit in the face by a US golfer's ball while spectating this golf tournament. What do you guys think about this? What did you hear about this?
What golf tournament?
A Ryder Cup.
Right then.
Yeah, a woman was hit in the face by a golf ball. I mean, if you're
Well,
no, hold on. If you're doing if you're a professional golfer to the point where you're in a tournament, how shit do you have to be to hit one of the audience in the face?
But you got to think, because some of these like I've seen this before, where journalists and people in the audience, they go in front of the person who's like golfing to try and get a good view or a good picture for whatever their news story is going to be, and then they get hit in the face.
Hold on, I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a look at this to see how it actually happened. Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay, yeah, she was a fan and she was in the audience. Yeah, apparently she needed bandages on her head.
You hit it that hard.
Yeah, apparently it was just above the eye.
Right in the sweet spot.
Sweet spot is right in between the eyes.
No, like just above the eye is where your like frontal lobe is in your brain.
Oh, apparently to make it better, the golfer signed a glove and gave it to the woman.
Just hello.
Hey, Philip.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
Say a formal goodbye to the viewers because I have to leave now. So
That's enough of it.
Bye, Phil.
Bye, Phil.
that'll be the end of this podcast with me. So I'm just gonna say see ya to the viewers.
Bye,
Alright.
Phil.
Don't mute me again.
Bye, Phil.
He asked for it. He did ask for it.
He kind of did, but isn't he supposed to be leaving like now?
All right, Tom. What's your new topic?
Chat 2.
Okay.
He's muted everyone again. All right, here we go.
Let's
I
just say
can talk.
immigrants.
Hello?
We did kind of fight in World War One. Will.i.maybe 2018. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, I was just quoting you. on what you said.
Okay.
Right, 2 men identified as subjects in the Salisbury nerve agent attack have appeared in Russia's
Tourists.
state-funded. Alright.
All right.
Wait. How do I leave the the voice chat?
Just go on to a different one.
Oh my lord.
I accidentally clicked.
Oh well, he's gone.
No, he's figured it out. He's not
So
just a pretty face, is
Kick
he?
him from the server.
He's not just a pretty face. He's also a fucking idiot. But yeah. So, according to Philip here, 2 men identified as suspects in the Salisbury nerve agent
That
attack
was
have
me.
been
It was me, not Philip. It was
Oh,
me,
whatever.
not Philip.
have appeared on Russia's state-funded TV station, claiming they visited the wonderful English city as tourists to see the cathedral.
Tourist.
Yeah, I heard about this on BBC Radio 2, and yeah. So there's 2 ways this can go. Either A, they've just thought these guys who were tourists were part of the Salisbury attack, which is a big no-no on our part, and also. Or on the other hand, these people are dumb enough to think that telling us that they're tourists is gonna work. Like, who the fuck travels to Salisbury from Russia? I assume they're Russian. Because, it was definitely 100%
Yes,
the Russians
they are
who did
Russian.
it.
Yes, I can confirm they are Russian.
Yeah, I mean,
Confirmed.
like, Edgy, what do you think about this? What's your take?
Well, to be honest, I really can't see how they thought we wouldn't find out that they weren't actually tourists. Because, like, most things that have happened in like, hold on. First, like, normally when like Russians like come in, they're usually spies for England or like spies against England. So
Right.
we would instantly think that they wouldn't, like, they're not actually tourists. But there could have been a chance that they were, but in this case they weren't.
Right.
Yeah.
So, according to the extremely well-educated Edgy Chan, most Russian people who come to England are spies, and they're not just here for the CS:GO esports. Yeah, that's you
I
heard it
think
here first.
that's a bit of generalization on Eddie's part, but okay.
No, but I actually generally saw statistic about this.
I would like to see that statistic, please.
Right
Yeah,
then, hold on.
bring it up. Just Google it. I'm just getting something ready for our next, our only segment.
Why are you playing this?
Don't
Who's
question
playing
it.
this? I'm questioning it.
All right. I just could have sworn I muted my mic just then.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, so it's time for our first and only segment, which is anime news with Edgy Ballum.
Turn it off. Turn it off, please.
So,
Oh,
what's the latest in anime news? Edgy, what is the latest and greatest in weeb news?
alright. You want to hear about Weeb News? I got you guys some Weeb News.
All right, what's the
Right,
weeb news?
And I don't have to listen to that, because luckily
Alright.
I can deafen myself.
Okay,
Do it.
right,
Alright,
Edgy, what's
so,
the anime? What's the weeb news?
And I still
got
can't hear a
a,
thing.
we have a
You gonna say anything? What's the weeb
Oh no,
news?
that's too much. That's too much. I listened for 2 seconds.
and which will
Oh, you're cutting out like fuck, dude.
Who?
Edgy. Eddie, what is the latest and greatest in weeb news? Don't make me play the intro again. Tom, can you hear him?
Sort of and sort of.
I can't hear him at all. Like, I can see the green ring saying that he's talking, but I just can't hear him.
alright. You guys hear me now?
A bit.
Stop using a potato as a router, man.
I'm not using a potato.
Eddie, you fucked it up so much I'm gonna have to play the intro again.
Well, play it.
Hold on, I need to get it in the right place.
I've got the cover for it.
Alright. It's time for our first and only segment of today's podcast, which is anime news with Edgy Ballum. So, Edgy,
Yes.
what is the
Yes.
latest in weeb news? Tell me.
Well, the latest in Weeb News, right? We have a release date for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super film, which will be coming out in January next year. Sword Art Online Season 3 has also been announced, which is something that I am actually quite disappointed about.
Yeah,
Because that show is
you
terrible.
you told me about this,
Absolutely
and I
terrible,
checked
yeah.
out the trailer before the podcast, and it looks like absolute AIDS. Now, I put myself through the pain of Sword Art Online Season 1 and 2. I'm not a big anime fan. I've
That's
watched
why I'm here.
I've watched like 2 animes, and this was one of them. And I literally just watched it to see how shit it was, although the abridged series is fucking great. But yeah, I saw the trailer for this, and now you can probably fill me in on some of the details. And the problem is, I'm watching the trailer now, but you can't hear it, but the audience definitely can. So I'm just gonna mute that real quick. So yeah, I don't speak weeb, so this is gonna be a bit of a rough translation, but yeah, just looking at it now, it's it's pretty like shit. Because the problem with the first SAO is they just stopped Sword Art Online halfway through the first season, then did 2 other seasons with just something else, where it's SAO but again, because why the fuck not? Because we need more
Yeah.
content for these
They've
children.
definitely run out of ideas because they're not like doing different things. They've all done the exact same thing for 3 seasons, and I don't see why so many people are liking it, because it's just repeating itself.
I know. I mean, the Abridged series is genuinely great, and I suggest anyone watching this who has an internet connection should just go watch that. And
Stop muting me.
but yeah, so SAO is an absolute dog shit series, and they're making a 3rd season, which of course they were. No one expected there not to be a season 3. It's like one of the most popular anime ever right now, which pisses me off. But I'm looking at the videos because I on YouTube, because I searched SAO season 3 looking for the trailer, and I found this video called Top 5 Kirito Sword Art Online. There's like the weird one and the gay one and the elf one and the woman one.
Check if you're recording quickly.
I am recording.
Great.
I've been recording this whole time. I'm not going to watch these videos, but there's one called Sword Art Online Season 3 is doing what? And yeah, it's got some fan art, I think, of a gay relationship between our protagonist Kirito and some blonde cunt called like Yu-Gi-Oh, who was in the trailer.
Right then.
Okay,
I
apparently from the description of this video, Season 3 will have its world premiere at Mjk Man Anime Festival in Melbourne. I'm not 100% sure if SAO is that popular in Melbourne, but who knows? You know, maybe Australians like this shit.
I've got a new topic.
This isn't the end of Weeb News, Tom.
No, I still got more news.
Edgy has more Weeb News.
More news.
Edgy, Weeb News.
Yes.
What's it?
They've announced My Hero Academia. Actually, there. They've announced My Hero Academia Season 4, which My Hero Academia is actually quite a good show. I'd recommend you watch it if you're into that kind of stuff.
I'm no weeb.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay, I've got another one.
I've got an article from IGN. It's just the top 6 best anime of 2018 so far.
Right.
Which I'm just looking through the things now.
Mm.
And some of these are just really bad. Like they've put what's it? A place further than the universe on this. And I'm reading the thing now. It's taking a trip to Antarctica isn't as simple as booking a hotel and hopping on a plane, but this group of girls has to find their own way there. It sounds terrible. It actually does sound terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, from watching, I dipped my toe in anime and I watched some of this show about cooking. I've forgotten the name. It's Food something. Like Food Wars, something like that. There's a guy who always wears like nothing but an apron. You've probably seen it. You're a connoisseur. But
Thank you, Joseph.
Wait,
yeah, I watched Food Wars.
I watched like half the first season. I watched 7 episodes of Attack on Titan, then got bored, and I watched all of SAO season 1 and 2. And what always seems to happen in most of season 2 is Kirito is extremely overpowered. He's a weird loner, but women seem to just throw themselves at him. And yeah, it'd be like if Edgy ever got laid at any point and was also great at video games and a badass. And it's a Mary Sue but with a dick, although somehow more feminine than most Mary Sues. Shut up, Edgy.
Alright. This is my segment.
This is segment you can do it once. We need a segment for like Philip. Wait, we'll talk about this after the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut so much of this out, seriously.
Yeah, you're going to need to.
But yeah, so most of SAO, it's a Mary Sue, except with a penis, and somehow more feminine than most Mary Sues. So yeah, that was Weeb News, and I'm just going to bring up the outro. Fuck, I keep typing in my password wrong. Fuck, I've got to try again in 28 seconds. Shit. Okay, talk about Weeb News. Have you got any more Weeb News, Edgy?
Hold on.
Edgy Chan, don't let me down.
I won't let you down. So Rick and Morty get smart with an anime makeover.
Right. And what do you mean by this?
So basically, Rick and Morty made their own anime intro.
Right. Did they do this for an episode or what?
I don't know why they did it. Basically, it's got references to the series that it's gonna be premiering on, which probably would be season 4. Which could give us some intel on what season 4 is going to be like.
Right. Okay, why is this Weeb News? Anyway, that was the end of Weeb News.
Thank you for letting me have your time.
Okay, I'm just trying to find... I'm going through the SAO theme, trying to find a good place for the outro of Weeb News. You can just listen to this for a little bit. I'm sure you've heard this countless times. I know I have.
I have as well.
And that was the end of Weeb News. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Weeb News. Now we are back to normal news. Now!
Yeah.
News now. The ruler of Dubai has a 30-bedroom house in Scotland, which he uses for him and his family to go on like holiday in. I don't know why you would go from Dubai to Scotland. Scotland's a bit like cold and wet and shit, but yeah, he's planning to build 3 new properties on his Highland estate with an extra 37 bedrooms, because apparently 30 bedrooms is not enough for his fucked up family. All right?
Right.
So he needs 67 bedrooms to fit his whole family. Now, I think this is a bit weird and excessive, and brown people should be executed.
Can I ask a question?
What's your question?
How big is his family?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Is it like a normal family of 5, or is it an actual family of 67?
I don't know.
Because if they have 67, like if it's a family of 67, you really need to fucking pull out.
Wear a rubber. Fuck it out. So most of them are from like his... Because I'm pretty sure he's married. There's a picture of him here looking like some villain from like a Aladdin stage play in 1974. But
Yeah.
like he looks like in old westerns when they didn't have Mexicans, so they would just smear white people's face with dirt. And he's
Yeah.
got this like woman who looks like, I don't know. Okay, his name is, I'm gonna mispronounce this. His name is Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. That's
a long ass name.
That is a long ass name. Yeah, I don't know where Tom's gone.
He's left.
Is he gone left podcast full out?
Yeah. It's just us now.
Alright, it's just us now. Alright, it's a bit more self-contained. So yes, in other news. Oh, Tom's back. Hey, Tom. Yeah, in other news, right?
About the weeb news.
Yes, weeb news is
That
over.
ended
Tom.
ages ago.
Good.
Okay, my PC's just shut itself. Yeah, there was this guy called oh, it's a fucking another foreign person. Tayo Masuda, who's 23 years old, and he was testing out GoPro he bought by attaching it to his kayak and kayaking in the sea outside New Zealand. And a seal popped out of the water with an octopus in its mouth and slapped the guy across the face with it. Now, biological scientists...
I think what happened is seals were just... They get so mad about all the sharks eating them all the time. There's just like, let's release the anger on something.
Right, Eddie, why do you think this happened?
Animal instincts.
Right, so your animal instinct, if something threatens you, is to pick up a smaller animal and hit them with it.
Fight or flight.
Pretty much.
No, okay, the actual reason was because the seal was trying to eat this octopus, right? The seal was trying to eat this octopus, and how it thought was a good idea how they do this is it didn't want the seal to, I guess, spray ink, so it thought, oh, I'll just rip off one of its tentacles and just
lads, I'm breaking up.
eat that for a bit. And what ended up happening was he came out of the water to throw the octopus while it had its tentacle in its mouth to rip the tentacle off. But what ended up happening was it slapped this man in the face. Poor guy. Poor Tayo. Anyway.
Lads,
more news.
I need to go.
No, you
I
don't.
need to go to. But I really need a piss.
Hold, Edgy, hold.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Go, quickly.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be quick.
We already did weeb news. We don't need you.
Right then.
Okay, so here's some news for you, Tom. In a zoo, Denmark Zoo.
Oh.
Yep. Their two penguins got in a gay couple.
Is in? What do you mean by is in?
Well, these two penguins, these two boy penguins, started doing things that only penguin. I don't know. I'm not a penguin expert. I've seen like Happy Feet and that, but these two boy penguins started doing things that only mating penguins do, like shagging each other, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And now this story gets weirder because, like most modern gay couples that are humans
in our society,
adopt children, right? Because they cannot have children, because that's not how things work, right? But these penguins obviously cannot adopt children, So they stole a chick from some chickens. And yeah. So there's 2 gay penguins raising a baby chicken. What do you think about this?
So, I guess that's. I just don't think that's normal in the first place. I mean, just 2 male penguins together anyway is already kind of a bit, but yeah. Then they decided to thieve. That's kidnapping.
It does say kidnap on the news report I'm looking at by the Evening Standard. Oh, I'm gonna read a bit more about this.
Okay, let me just try and fix my Wi-Fi. If I disconnect, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna cut this out. According to keeper Sandy, oh fucking hell, I can't deal with these foreign people. Keeper Sandy, Hedgegood Munich said the gay penguin couple wanted to be parents and thought the chick's mom and dad were being neglectful. I'm talking like Jonathan Pye now. The gay couple are seen hiding around a corner from the chick's real parents as they look for it. They are seen to huddle around it, hiding the baby between their feet. What do you think about this, Edgy?
Well, they're just kidnapping it, aren't they? It's pretty much what they're doing. You got 2 homosexual penguins who are kidnapping a little chick from their heterosexual parent.
I mean, what I'm confused about is that they're fucking penguins. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, maybe Alex Jones was right, and they're putting chemicals in the water that turns the frickin' penguins gay. And,
I thought it was frickin' frog.
I know. I said penguins because it... Shut up, Eddie. It's close enough.
Right.
Penguins are just big frogs. But,
Right then.
I'm a biology teacher in my spare time. But,
Yeah, you are.
So, what happened, well, that I don't understand, is how A, 2 penguins decided to be gay with each other. B, they can tell if a parent's being neglectful of a child. And C, they wanted to have a child in the first place. It doesn't fit with animal instincts and etc., because...
Yeah. I don't understand how the penguins even became gay.
Oh, there's a picture.
Penguins.
There's a picture here, and you can see that there's 2. I think these are the gay penguins, and they're huddled together, hiding the baby, because the 2 heterosexual penguins are hiding around a corner, trying to find their kid.
Surprised none of us have mentioned the especially so we got 2 penguins, 2 queer penguins trying to steal a child.
Yes.
The fuck? What the hell? Like, I don't understand how this even happened.
I don't understand why they're a gay penguin. Why penguins are gay. I don't understand why they feel the need to have a child. I don't understand how they can tell that it's 2 heterosexual parents who are being neglectful. And also, they are smart enough to recognize the parents and hide the baby from them.
They need to change the LGBTQ to LGBTQP for penguin.
I found, it says here, the zoo said they were going to let the gay penguins adopt the baby if the parents did not come back looking for it. But when its real parents realized it was missing the following day, they eventually confronted the gay couple. I want to see how that went down.
I do as well.
I wish there needs to be a video of the gay penguins.
To be honest, how would they even understand each other? They don't speak the same way.
What do you mean?
Because penguins go wank and...
What? is
They
wrong
don't-
with you?
That's generally the sound they make.
They
Have you
go
ever heard of
wank.
penguin?
They go wank. I'm a penguin. Wank. It's not. Oh, whatever. Okay, it says here after the
That's
situation.
not the sound I said.
Okay, Edgy. There's another thing here, which says
Yeah.
that after the situation was resolved, the gay couple were later allowed to adopt an egg of their own.
Right then.
But we gave them an egg from a single mother because it's better for two to incubate together. It says
Yeah,
the
but
other
that's
mother will
still-
understand. They are perfect now, looking after their egg, and the single mum is fine too. Penguins
This
do
is-
go through reproductive cycles each year, but not necessarily with the same mate. But their instincts for parenting are incredibly strong. And Miss Christensen added, "Right, I think that explains why, because they cannot have a child, but apparently penguins have very strong parental instincts." Yeah, so we need to end off the podcast. So I'm
Yeah.
going to leave you with this.
Yes.
Okay, 3 men were visiting Sri Lanka, and they posed with their asses out in front of
Mhm.
in front of Pidirangla Rock in Sri Lanka, which is a sacred Buddhist site. Now, these men were arrested, and I'm just trying to find. They arrested them, and the country's Prime Minister, Ranil. Oh, Rick. This name is so fucked. It's WICKREMESINGHE.
The
That's
fuck
how
is
I
that
pronounce it.
spelling?
I'm just. My mic just unplugged. But that's how I'm pronouncing it, right?
Triggered.
While some people praised the force for taking action, others insisted that their priorities were misplaced. This person says, when our children are being raped and women are being abused, Sri Lankan police do nothing. They only seem to act on nonsensical non-issues like this, a Facebook user said. Edgy, what's your take on this tragedy?
Well, first of all, it was said by a Facebook user, so that must be some sort of 40-year-old mum. Second
Right.
of all, I don't see why they were arrested. Like, I do see, they were arrested because they were disrespecting a sacred property. But for something as low as just sticking their asses out at it, I don't see how that's just arrest level. Being banned from seeing the site, yeah. But why would they be arrested? Did they know that this was a sacred Muslim thing?
It's Buddhist, but I think they did.
Yeah, sorry.
I found this. Okay, there's another example of something like this happening, where in 2015 a group of tourists were blamed for causing a 5.9 earthquake on the Richter scale after climbing Mount Kinabalu in Malaysia and posing naked.
How did they cause an
given jail terms and fined after admitting they had disrespected the mountain gods and caused a public disturbance. Edgy, what do you think about this?
How did they cause the earthquake?
By disrespecting the mountain gods, Eddie.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's blatant fucking religious superstition. You cannot arrest someone because they got their dick out on a sacred mountain and caused an earthquake. They did not cause the fucking earthquake. The gods weren't displeased. Some fucking religious nutjob could believe that. But how can that hold up in a court of law and for them to be given jail time? Apparently they admitted they disrespected the mountain gods. So they admitted to causing this earthquake that they had nothing to do with, because earthquakes have stuff to do with tectonic plates colliding with each other, not guys on mountains with their dicks out. Fuck, dude.
I do agree with you on this point. Considering that some religious fucknut were just to just go, oh, they got their cock out on a sacred mountain. They caused an earthquake. No, they didn't. How would that make any sense? Like,
it doesn't. It
during
doesn't.
the geography classes we used to have, like they said that it was done by two tectonic plates, like colliding with each other
There's
at a wrong
different
place.
ways they can collide to cause an earthquake, but that's besides the
Yeah,
point.
but that's what old Robin told me. So you know,
it's guilty until
old
proven.
Robin Beeson.
Oh, I thought you meant whatever. Anyway, but it's guilty until proven innocent. And how can you be proven? No, it's fuck. It's innocent until proven guilty. How can you be proven guilty based on religion?
Finally.
All right, Tom.
My internet.
All right, Tom. So you're back just as we're wrapping up the podcast. So
Oh,
thank
you sound really, really bad.
Thank you at
sound
home
like
for watching the podcast. Thank you, Tom, for being here some of the time. Thank you, Edgy, for being here all of the time. And
You're welcome.
dislike you, Phil, for fucking off. Thank you for watching the Unnamed podcast. I'll see you in 2 weeks with a special guest. Fuck all of you.